it started.
Okay, tonight is June 16th, 2022, the meeting of the Planning Board of Webster, New Hampshire. Let's start with attendance here. Let's go around now.
Adam Walk?
Marlo Herrick.
Craig Fournier.
Susan Youngs.
Okay.
You forgot who you were?
Huh?
You forgot who you were?
Oh, I will.
And we also have to,
We have a number.
yes.
Oh,
Right?
oh, that's right. I completely forgot. My apologies.
So, Joe Pulaski,
Joe Pulaski.
on behalf of the Conservation Commission.
Well, glad to have you.
Yes.
Haven't been sworn in yet.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we swear that you're here.
Thank you.
I've been
Okay.
sworn in.
Yeah, that's right.
So, the first item of business is actually number 4. And according to our bylaws, we have to elect a chairman in April. And it slipped me, it slipped Russ. So I thought we should have an election tonight to choose a chairman.
I would like to move that Craig Corning be the
Oh,
chairman.
I'm sorry about this, but this is,
I second it.
this is how we record the meeting now for audio.
Oh,
All else in
Were
favor?
were we recording up until now?
It's a silent picture, we're fine.
All else, should I do all else in favor?
Wait a minute, I want to say a few things.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think, that was not on the agenda.
I'm just gonna make sure it's
I don't always do things right. I mean, it slipped by me. I got the driveway.
Mr. Mrs. Steele, how are you?
Good, how are you? I thought we needed to okay driveway, and my apologies go to Paul about that.
I didn't hear that.
Well, you remember
Our driveway mess up.
the driveway mess up where
Yep.
we thought we had to approve things. And so I messed up on that, and I wanted to apologize to you for that mess up.
It wasn't only you, you were more right than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Which doesn't take.
And I'm not sure I apologize, but anyways.
Anyway,
It's water over the dam, it's all taken
all
care
right,
of.
water over the
Yeah.
dam. So I just want to say, I don't always get things right, but,
we're not all perfect.
yeah.
No.
But I do want to, I mean, if there's a problem, I'm willing to listen to
says it's
everybody.
picking up the audio, so
Yeah.
maybe we're good.
And I'm willing and able to do this for another 10 months in next April.
Yay.
Well, we appreciate it too.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Goody.
Any other nominations? All right,
One and done.
1 and done, 4 done, 5, White Plains Culvert. Now, this is Marlo. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, right. Well.
Bring it on, girl.
Yeah, kind of coming into this whole thing, late, very late. When I first saw all this, and I said, and we talked about it, and a lot of these people were coming in late. I mean, it's going on for 5 years, which is extremely embarrassing and not good for the town and all, everybody. But that being said, we got some good positive feedback by Chad from Mitchie Corporation on, that he has met with the Department of wait a minute, why am I having a hard, I know their name really well. The DES, yes, right?
Yeah.
DES, and DES, we're moving forward. Now, even though we'd all like this done, by August, I mean, and I feel like I did ask the right questions to say, well, why can't we? Well, mainly until DES gets done with their final approval with Chad, then he can't put it into his schedule, and like the rest of the world, everybody's behind. So let's say maybe you could do it, October. Well, that wouldn't be ideal because usually we call it like fall rains. So, and also when it goes out to bid, we want to make sure that it's not an emergency job, because that's going to cost a lot more money. And so it made a lot of sense to wait until, I say spring, but there again, you don't want it to be hugely, with a lot of water, because that water, you gotta mitigate the water to do the job, so. Yeah, so I I felt really good, and I mean, the money's coming in great, meaning everything he said that he was gonna do, or Mitchie's has said they're gonna do, they've done, for like, what, a quarter of what we were up against when the person that was doing it before wouldn't even show up or give you anything. So, it's kind of exciting,
Do we have any idea how long it's gonna take to do it?
I don't think we really talked about that, but I mean, I would think maybe what, a couple weeks, would you think at the
Yeah,
most?
I would say.
I mean, cause you already got your structure that's
2
built.
to 3.
I would say.
Oh, we should have a little, we should have a little bet on that. No, just kidding.
I can tell you that Weaver Brothers have pounded that in 1 week.
Well, what I'm
I've
saying.
seen it.
Well, true,
Yeah.
and if you're set up for,
Yeah, to
and it
do it.
doesn't mean that that's not who's gonna, but a lot of
Right.
it is already pre-built, so what's gonna save time is you prep it, and then it's not
Set it.
like they're gonna form it in or anything, it's already right there, you set it, and you backfill it, and you put it what
Go.
you need and go, so.
Not quite that easy.
So what, well, I've seen Rod's culverts.
I didn't look
Yeah,
at it in
yeah,
great
times,
detail,
yeah.
but what do we
I've seen
have
them-
to
I've seen the
do?
roads closed
Well, that was my
for
next
6
question,
weeks.
Russ.
What's our
Well, I don't think we're
responsibility?
that exciting.
The board,
Yeah,
you're just supposed to review it and comment. So both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board get a copy of the plans for review and comment, so I was bringing it in.
I looked at it, I don't know if anybody else has looked at it, but I thought it was very complete, and,
It's more paperwork.
I was
I'm
at
in
the
favor,
meeting, so I don't.
you know, whatever it
need to-
costs, do it.
Anybody else wanna see the plans?
Do you
That's
wanna
what
see
I
that?
said right from the get-go, right from the very start, when it all needed to start, that's what it should have just done.
Yeah.
It would have been done. I would feel bad for the people that are on the other side of that, paying taxes, carting their kids to the school bus twice a day.
Oh, that's right, I drove by there today.
There's more than just one family, too.
And there were a couple of cars
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
side of the bridge, and I wondered why, because, and the school bus had
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah, I've seen a semi go over that, even though the sign's there and there's the,
Hey, at least you're not trying to go under like a covered bridge.
Right?
He could have been empty too, right?
Oh, it'll hold the load.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
You got any more comments on this? Paul, you?
No, I was at the meeting and
Good.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so it looks like we're all okay, we can
We
move
don't
on to
re-
the next
yeah.
item,
we don't really have comment. Looks good.
Which is.
which is,
That's why we kept you chair, we don't slow down.
well, we've got 6 minutes
All
here.
right, attaboy, that's why we love you.
Yeah. You're getting it done.
That's right, exactly.
Okay, number 6, driveway application updates. Paul, you wanna help us out here?
We got a couple of problems, which I think are gonna have to be a letter sent to them from the select board. One is down on Pleasant Street, on the dirt part of Pleasant Street. There's a mobile home down there that we requested a number of years ago for them to block off their second access, because they don't have the 500 feet frontage. They blocked it off with a small twig, and I understand now, and I haven't seen it myself, but they have removed the twig and they're using it as a second driveway again. So we need to send something to them, put a permanent barrier in there.
Do we send them a letter, or is it
To
attorney
refer
send?
it to the select board.
This will have to come through the select board,
So do we need to refer it to the select board?
yes.
Yeah, so you bring up
Okay,
the
let's-
issue,
I move we refer it to the select board.
Second.
All in
I'll
favor?
second it.
referred for code enforcement.
Right.
Done.
Because what ends up happening is if they don't have the 500 feet, which God, seems like a lot, but if they don't have the 500 feet, that means they can go for a variance, correct? Or a special
They-
exception?
They can, yes.
Yeah, okay. So
But
really what?
We don't broadcast that to them. They have to find out for that for themselves.
Oh, no, we,
Yeah, we do.
When
But if they come in and ask for it, yes.
if I send a code enforcement letter, the code enforcement letter basically states, you have 30 days to fix the problem, or you have to file an application with the ZBA to get a variance within that 30 days, or the town will refer it to the town attorney for enforcement.
Okay, that seems,
So they have the
Yeah,
opportunity.
that seems reasonable.
Have they been sent that letter?
No, because you're now just sending it, now I'm gonna type it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll give it to the select board. Do we know the exact address? You can tell me later. But, just so we protect reputations.
I'd have to drive by to find out what
Okay.
the address was, but I can do that.
Yeah.
I drive by on my way home and,
So either
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
property owners or the address, and then I'll be able to type up the letter.
yeah, okay. And now we also have, Julie Tamchek over on Deer Meadow Road. She came in front of the select board. You were there. She came in front of the select board and the select board denied her
Oh,
occupancy.
well, I didn't.
Well,
They did, yes,
the
yes,
select board did, yeah.
yes, you're right. Yep.
Don't know who voted which
No, I'm
way,
sorry.
and I
I
don't
probably
care.
should, yes,
But I'm just
yes.
saying, there's also, she also looking for a driveway, and there is some question concerning the boundary marker.
Right,
We have to know exactly what that boundary marker is, because it's such a small lot, before we can grant a driveway application, a driveway permit.
Where, can I ask you, where is this on Deer Meadow?
It's on the Deer Meadow Road,
It's not Pillsbury Lake District. is
Yes.
it?
it's in the Pillsbury.
Is it that lot where all those
yes.
Yeah,
trailers and
yes,
shit?
yes.
This woman's been a problem for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we kind of got
Which
that,
side
got
of
that,
the-
we
which-
got that impression from the select board meeting, yes.
Which side of
she's-
the road?
She's coming this way, she's on the right-hand side of the road.
Yep,
Okay.
Okay, she's got, there's
Oh.
a truck there, there's 2 or 3 containers there.
Is that the
There's
one
a
that has the
trailer
building that
there.
has the?
She's got a trailer permanently put up there, she's got a shed put up there with a washer on the front porch.
Yes, and a sign that, with the two guns.
I don't know about
Basically-
guns.
Like, yes,
But yes,
basically
she's-
saying it's
she-
protected
yeah.
by.
The last time she had a trailer there and the people across the street ran a hose across and
Yep.
and an extension cord across the road so she could have power.
we as a planning board, before most of you members were here now, we as a planning board granted her a driveway, permit to park a camper. I believe it was a camper, just a
No,
camper,
it was
Well, it
a,
was a temporary
Yeah.
permit.
temporary permit, to park
was it a camper or was it modular?
no.
I think it was, I'm not sure enough to look in the notes.
So can I say one thing? Was there a driveway permit before her, like when the fire department owned that? Cause I cleared that and
No.
you sure that we didn't write a driveway, that I didn't, probably, before your time?
Well, you might have, but.
Yeah, way back,
Yep,
before any of this ever existed, when I was a road agent. I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but I think that there is a driveway permit issued for the fire department was gonna build it was the fire department's land, I think, when we
the
cleared
land is
it.
right next to
I
it.
think the fire department land's right behind it.
So it's not the same piece.
It's not, there's like this little sliver
Yeah.
right in front of it
Okay,
that belongs.
cause I thought we used that yard where she is set up to clear that.
Yeah, you might have crossed.
Might
For years, this was before anybody's time here.
Well, that was cleared a couple of years ago.
Oh, no, it was done, I cleared it, and it
All
was
right,
done
I'm
long.
not gonna argue with
Yeah.
you.
Well, I
Yeah.
think he's talking her little, you
Well,
know
it
where she
could have
sits
been,
now,
but we went in
right?
and cleared it
Yeah,
when
yeah,
the
yeah.
town got it
Yeah.
for the fire department, and we put the driveway part of that in, and it probably, I thought where she set up is where we actually had that yard, and I'm not sure if, how that all worked, but this is 25 years ago, this happened.
So, what, I mean, this goes to the select board, so I
I'll
guess,
let them handle it then, that's how it all
Oh,
shakes
yeah,
out.
that's what
It's
It's
happened.
nothing to me, cause you know what I'm saying, it's, I'm
Yeah.
just bringing that up,
Yeah,
that that's a
right.
possibility that already could have happened before today.
It's a possibility.
Yes,
But unless we have it on paper, knowing that it did
Well-
happen,
Yeah.
we can't honor it.
Didn't the lot grow over and the driveway
Yes.
would have been gone?
Yep.
And it would have been gone for more than 2 years? So it wouldn't have been a pre-existing use
Yeah.
if it had been dissolved for over 2 years. At least it's my impression of how that works, but
Our interpretation.
Does the fire department still own that piece of land down there? They still do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why, another reason why we can't honor a driveway permit, because it's town-owned property. And you gotta be sure where that marker is,
Yeah,
because she's gotta be 10 feet off that marker.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's all cool, that was something that
Yeah.
it happened way before probably anybody in this
I just
room.
learned that bit of information. I didn't realize that back before
Yeah.
the planning board took over the
Yeah,
driveway.
I used to
You
write
guys-
them all.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
two guys did all that and
Yeah.
kept their own records. I just
Yeah.
found that out from Emmett.
Yeah,
Oh,
The last time she was doing it, she wanted to put up a yard shed and live in it as a small house.
Yes,
And she could not do that because at that time, there was still Pillsbury Lake Management. And the covenants of Pillsbury Lake Management say you cannot have below a 700 square foot structure to live in on that property. Then she wanted to put up just a garage, and you're not allowed to have, and still Pillsbury Lake Management says you can't put up a garage. That was in the covenants. Now, it's my understanding, Russell, and correct me if I'm wrong, those covenants are on all of our deeds.
Right.
So in some ways, those covenants are still in effect, but there's nobody to enforce them.
Right.
And I think we're looking to the town to
The
at least
town would not enforce those.
will not enforce those. So she's kind of, there's a real gray area in getting some of the stuff enforced. You guys can enforce curb cuts because the roads are yours. Of course, the roads are the town's.
And the town's rule is it has to be 800 square feet, or HUD approved. So she would have to meet those requirements in order to be able to get a building permit. Or she could apply for a variance or from the,
I can guarantee you, she has not been doing any of that since
Where-
well
where's she?
before the first of the year.
Anybody know where she lives?
Well, she lived there, she really didn't have any place to go. And,
No.
and all I said was, let's put some stipulations in place, give her the rules, as I feel like Pillsbury Lake's rules, because there isn't anybody to enforce. You try to find out the rules, you really don't get a straight answer. I tried to say, let her have 90 days to figure it out, come back with a plan, but I got outvoted. So
I
she's supposed to be out
would've
there.
gone-
The
I
old-
would've gone a different way. She's already had, I understand, 45 days.
I
I
understand.
would've given her another 45 days, that made her 90 days, and then kick her out.
Okay, 45, 90, dude, 45 days goes like this.
I know.
But from something Paul just said, most of our covenant rules are the same as the town rules. Buildings are 10 feet from from all property lines.
That's a little different than the town rules, because the town
town's
rules say
20 from the front, 10 from the sides.
I think we're 20 from the front and 10 from the sides.
Yeah, then that would be the same.
I think we're 20 from the front and 10, because I wanted to put a couple things up on my property, still, when they still had a building enforcer in building, regulation enforcer in the lake, in the district, in the Pillsbury Lake District. And I had to make sure I was 20 feet from the main road and that I was 10 feet from either side of my property. So those two things are kind of still there.
Yep.
well, so until we we haven't gotten an application yet. have we?
So she won't be able to file for a building permit without a driveway permit.
she has filed for a driveway permit.
Okay.
So that's
But
what
it's
we're
been
working
denied.
on right now. And I know from
So-
last conversation that she was working on getting a septic plan together. Septic and a well plan.
Okay. Any other discussion on this item?
But in her application, she's kind of hinted that she wanted the driveway to be 4 car widths wide. And how do we determine for ourselves what a car width wide is supposed to be? So, I mean, do I go downtown and measure what a parking lot is?
Oh.
So, in that case, we just asked her to give us some hard figures.
yeah.
And then she come back and said she only wanted it 1 car width wide, so. And then she got denied. I mean, it's not funny, but you you gotta look at what that lot is. By the time you put a septic on that lot, you put a well in the appropriate areas, you put the house, put a driveway, and park all them other vehicles, you don't have any room for nothing.
Well, it's less than an acre, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the lots there were less than an acre.
And
But it
it's
was
a
the fact
triangle.
when she purchased it, it was sold as a, and she had plans and things that had somewhat been approved. So it's, this isn't like, she just came in out of the West where she's from, and just, you know, whatever. And I'm not saying that we wanna let people not follow the rules, I'm not saying that, I just, you know,
Yeah, right.
just, it is what it is.
I mean, if that lot had been square, it probably would have been a different ballgame, but it's not, it's a triangle. So whatever's on that small triangle down here is all useless space.
Yeah.
You can't build anything in there. And maybe put a well, but
I don't think she'd have 75 feet in any part of that piece
No,
of property
that's
to
another
put a
thing.
well.
Yep.
She's had an approved plan for a well and a septic already. It's expired.
What-
When,
Yeah, I'd be interested to
Who's
see,
the well
I'd be
driller?
interested to see that.
Who's the well driller?
I mean, I would have to go downstairs and
Yeah,
get the
no, I
property
know,
file,
but-
but it does exist.
Well,
So that's where,
Any-
that's where that one stands, if anybody has any other comments on it.
Uh,
no, not,
So you know the reason why we denied her. And I have one more. We have a piece of property down on Battle Street. We walked it, Craig and I walked it, the driveway. They do not have a town permit driveway, they do not have a state permit driveway. But he's built his driveway all the way out to the road and using it.
he doesn't, I thought he, yes,
Mr. DeBello.
Mr. DeBello. Hey, you know that Mr. DeBello, does he have a state road cut permit?
So I have called both the state and Mr. DeBello. He said he didn't have the permit, and he had put in for one with the state over a year ago and hadn't heard back anything from them. And I called the state today and I asked him about it. He said they came out and looked at it in December and haven't made any decision on it yet. And so, and I've also heard that they're supposed to respond within 120 days, yes or no. So I don't know the exact date he applied for it, but I'm
Well,
not sure where it goes from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, do we just sit on this, or do we send him a letter, or what do we do?
I would tell him that he's gotta stop using that driveway.
where is this?
It's on Battle Street as you're going.
You know where the feed and grain store is? Big
Yep,
Gat Energy?
yep.
You know where his old building was?
You're talking the guy that came, brought his
Yeah.
plans and all approved.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Cause
yeah.
I did wonder, but didn't it, I thought that with the plans and the, that's cause I thought that was a weird place that the state would allow you to have a driveway. I mean, I know when
it's-
we do stuff, the site distance is
Yeah.
a little weird.
Was that
Right.
was that the subdivision?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just
right
the one
on-
else, yeah,
It's right on a curve.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
right
that was a
up.
bad
Yeah,
place for a
it is. It's right
driveway.
on the curve.
yeah.
But
But I thought he came in, I thought he had all his plans,
he did.
and then,
Right,
and we
He did.
said,
He
He
had-
okay.
he
he
had-
has everything except the state permit.
We didn't know that.
Oh,
Well,
he
Well,
he
we
knows
didn't-
that.
I mean, when we looked at it, there was a stone wall there.
Yeah,
I mean, he hadn't cut through there, but since we approved it, he's cut through there. And
Oh, I go by it every day. But yeah, and I have to say, whenever we've asked for state, I call them cuts or whatever, or even the town, we're worried about if we want to put another, entrance into the safety building, would the state give us another curb cut in a sense, but yeah, I just found that very strange but they can shut him down, the state can.
right, I called them today and let them know that the driveway had gone in.
Is this the same guy that wants to delineate his, the wetland responsibility to the river? Is this the same guy? Somebody talked to me about that today.
I
I don't
believe so.
believe
No, he's nowhere near the river.
He just wants to do another house lot out back,
Yeah, isn't there-
his
is there a
choice of
pond
where to
back
He's gonna
there?
have like a
drive it.
150-foot
Well, he
driveway
has-
going way out back.
And he cut through a wall. I thought those walls were protected.
Well,
Well,
yes, it's
I guess he's got that permit from Byways Committee or whatever
Oh.
to do what he's done. He supposedly has that.
Okay.
And
So
I
he's
don't
just
know if we
waiting
get a
for the
copy of
state
that or
permit.
not.
We're just waiting for the state permit, I just think it's a very unusual circumstance, and I'm wondering, I don't know the exact date he dropped the state permit, I'm wondering if the 120 days thing
Is up,
is up.
because he said December, right?
Yeah, they,
Or
that's what
did
the
they
state-
say December? Did
The
they?
state said that they came out and looked at it in December.
It's not 100,
And he put in for the driveway permit last year. So it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
So if they don't act within their action 120 days,
That's my question, I'm not sure. I didn't think to ask him while he was on the phone, I didn't think about it until right before the meeting. But
Well-
that's the question I have.
Does anybody have any ideas what you wanna do here?
can we overrule once the state gives a permit though? Aren't they kind of in charge of the
127.
127?
Well, we
Yeah.
only do our granting
If
of
you do
permits.
that, then you're gonna bend the rules and,
If they,
yeah.
not us, I mean, we really don't have.
Yeah, I'm inclined to just wait a month, and we can bring this up next month and see what.
Yeah, he's gotta get a state permit
In
before
the
anything.
meantime, I think Russ can.
Look into-
Look into the state. and
find out why
Mr.
it's taking so
DeMello
long.
and
Well, that's what I
look into
called to ask today, I didn't get a clear answer,
Right,
other than they went and looked at it.
That's what's been mind boggling.
they need to be the ones that say, yes and no.
Well, that's the other thing, it's like, are we gonna enforce it when they're violating the state's rules? We're gonna pay to enforce that too.
Well, let's see what the state says.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's put it off a
Before we-
month, and we can talk about it in a month when we have a little more info.
yeah, I'll look into it.
And I would, if we don't have the correct info, I would invite him to the next meeting.
Well, I invited him to this meeting, I thought he was gonna show up.
Yeah, he didn't show.
That's too bad.
And that's the three that I wanna talk about, unless somebody else knows something else that I don't know.
I have a question on driveways. There's a home in the district on New Hampshire Drive, and they have a garage with a very small driveway on it. And they've put in a lane's worth of blacktop, and the guy says it's a basketball court, but there's no basketball hoop on it, and he's parking cars on it. So, and just in passing, I saw Emmett there, and we were talking, he said, it was close to there, and he said, yeah, the guy over there, he's got a curb cut, and he doesn't have any permit for it.
That happens more than you think.
Is this the type of stuff we're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, and unless we get somebody in a concerned citizen situation that wants to also speak about it, we don't know about it. I mean, I can't spend my time traveling every single road.
I
And
totally
Emmett
understand it, I'm
does,
just
and
asking.
he sees some of this stuff, but
you know. Okay.
I mean, I just finished not approving a driveway today, a construction permit for it, but it will be done within the next couple of days. I've been out to that site 4 times.
That's a lot of work.
He's from out of state, they're from New York, and they moved up here because they both work, with the COVID, they both work online now out here. And
Do we know their names and address?
I don't know them that well.
See, therefore, an anonymous letter, a note, whatever, sent to the select board would go a long ways to stopping that or making them get a permit.
Okay.
Let's try and figure out their name and address and send them a letter.
Okay.
Quoting the driveway regs.
I can probably I'll figure it out, the address, and then I'll let you
I
go.
mean, it isn't like it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg to get a permit, it's free.
Right.
We just wanna know that things are done and done right.
And I really think he's gonna tear that garage down, because they don't use it for anything. I really do, but, you know, do it right, to me, do it right and be done with it.
This is on Centennial,
No, it's on New Hampshire Drive,
New Hampshire Drive,
yes.
way out.
Yeah, almost to where they go back to the peninsula. It's 3 doors from the peninsula, pump house driveway, coming back this way. So, it's on the lake, it's on the lakefront.
Yeah,
It's a little
I
white
know,
house.
You know, we had another problem out there with them too, with the, on Pillsbury Lake, but it's not the same one.
Yeah.
On the Hampshire Drive, I meant, but it's not the same one. That one never got resolved, and it will be one day when they widen the road properly, it will be resolved.
Okay, I don't mean to hijack the meeting, just asking the question.
Do you live in Pillsbury?
If you don't.
I do, yes, I live on the first house on Franklin Pierce Drive on the right-hand side as you make the turn. There's an empty lot that belongs to the folks that face Concord, and I live in a little brown house right as you turn on.
All right, if there are no more driveway stuff, we'll go on to approve the minutes and then other business, which would be whatever you guys have.
We're just here, we saw that there was more driveway stuff on the agenda, and we just wanted to make sure that we weren't missing anything.
Any change?
Where, you're right, if there's some new rule coming that we're gonna be,
No, there's no rule. At
okay,
this,
No,
just
the-
make
the-
sure
But
that we're okay and.
you'd be grandfathered in anyway, wouldn't you?
Yes, they've already been granted their driveway.
We're just, we are just trying to make sure we don't have any more surprises, and you don't have any more surprises from us, so.
I thought you had a house up there already.
Yeah, you're funny, you are funny. If you can show me where it is, I'd like to live in it, so.
Have you
what's the
started?
status of your driveway?
It's exactly the same as when you guys were out there, we've had a couple people come look at it, and
I mean, it's in.
Actually, I guess we've only had one person who actually came and looked at it, and
No, I met with another guy, but that's,
So they don't want to go down over that hill, make it,
well, no, I got one quote that was, I thought it was inappropriately expensive, so I'm still getting other quotes.
Okay.
Fuel's $6 a gallon.
And that's nobody's fault, I'm not blaming anyone.
Yeah.
It's just that prices are what they are. I also happen to think we're at the beginning of the next bubble bursting.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
sure.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm
You were
working on it.
correct.
we're just seeing what we can do, and like I said, we saw this was on here, and we just wanted to make sure we didn't.
Sure.
We're really trying to pay attention. so.
That's nice that
as
you
you can
came,
tell,
we're happy
we
you're
are-
here.
as you can tell, we're trying to do the same thing. We're trying to make it uniform for everybody in town.
Oh, I can imagine this will turn into a continuous stream of anonymous letters to the select.
Well, it might get our point across.
Be good?
Or it might not.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, the next item is number 8, approval of the draft minutes.
I move that we approve the draft minutes of the May meeting. I already read through them.
All right,
I second.
take a few minutes to read them.
Oh, you don't pre-read? Brag.
I wasn't here, so.
That's right, I see that.
You should say, oh, I found something
I
wrong.
wish I was.
It was a quick, easy set of minutes to do.
It wasn't a very complicated meeting.
That's
No,
right.
this one isn't. Then we should probably start thinking about the most wonderful thing, the CIP program. It's getting close. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
You too, good luck on finding a driveway builder.
We'll work on it. Patience, a lot of patience.
Everybody's busy.
All right.
Okay. Should we take a vote?
Okay.
The motion is to approve the minutes from last month. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, item number 9, any other business that we need to talk about?
I already brought up the CIP, but I think that's pretty much it.
what's the schedule for that?
Well, I think we should probably get started in August, or maybe put it on the meeting to appoint who's gonna be on it next month.
All right,
And I've already started working on updating the charts and stuff, so we can get it all ready to go, so when you have your meeting, you pick the numbers, get it in, get it to the select board.
okay, and when does it have to go to the select board?
I hopefully will have, by the end of September, I think would be good, cause that's when they start their budget work,
Yep.
End of September, early October. Yeah, I'm getting there, it's
I
almost
know,
budget
isn't it
season.
crazy?
Jeez, really?
This year flew.
It should not be a
Oh.
complicated thing, because all the legwork has been done, so it's just an updated.
Yeah, I must
That's the
say,
districts.
last year,
What's that?
Dana
Districts.
and Russ did a very, very good job putting, we had a couple meetings just
Yep.
with Emmett and a few other people, and it went fairly smoothly, only because Russ and Dana did most of the legwork.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, and that, it's all in the computer, so all they have to do is look at it, update it, and print it.
Nice.
Well,
Not
I'm not
saying
sure,
that he did,
That they don't have work, but
I'm not sure it's quite that simple.
but a number of years ago, when we first did this, it took us all summer long and then some to get it to where it is now. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's right, it's
And
in
I
a
don't
much
think
better.
we're required to do it every year, but we do keep up with it, and
Yeah,
it's quick and easy.
It's
That makes
5-year
sense.
projections out of what
Yep.
the capital expenditures
Mhm.
should be, and it's just a recommendation to the select, and the selectmen get to decide
What's what?
what's what. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Or is there any other business?
I say we're probably pretty well set. I say we adjourn the meeting.
When will you be sworn in?
Oh, as soon as I get my sorry butt up here to have Michelle do it. I'm in the middle of a project at home, so. But it won't, I'll be sworn in.
So I'll
I second your
motion.
sort of motion.
All right. All in favor of
Sorta.
Adam's motion to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Why not?
Alright,
Why not?
No,
That was
35 minutes.
Is there something you wanted from me, or?
That was pretty painless.
no, that was
No,
a
I'm
good
just curious, so you become,
Well, as soon as we
you
get.
can become a voting member in case one of us is out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll, before, I will be,
Yeah.
I will be sworn in before next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
Huh?